Episode 59.
Surprise flowers. Hello and welcome to the Pink Hair Girl podcast. Rach and I'm Sally Jane, and today I'm joined again by my very beautiful daughter Rachel. It's very nice to have you back. I missed you last time. I feel like a bit of a dork talking to just myself here. As we were about to podcast, the doorbell rang and I got flowers. I haven't even opened them. I was going to try and take this part off, so excuse the rustle so we can see a bit better. Oops. Let's fold this down here. Look there! I got flowers. Pretty, pretty flowers. I got roses. Right, so and chocolate, sorry. And Lindt chocolates. Now, who is this from? We don't know yet. Well, actually I do, because they phoned yesterday to ask me what flowers. I said, it's Dear Sally Jane, from us to you, a little something in the spirit of love. We've loved following your work so far and can't wait to see what you do this year. Happy Valentine's Day. Love, the CNA team. The CNA is the Central News Agency, and I've done stuff with them before where we did the box of craft goodies, which was your craft heritage, and we've made the button craft for the children. All of the children made different... Oh, Pippin wants to eat my chocolate. No, go away, Pippin. Where the children did different button crafts, and we've done all sorts of lovely things with CNA before. So we've got chocolates and a cute little card and some lovely flowers. So now I can make my...
Would you like me to go put the flowers?
My husband jealous. I can tell the geek that it was a mystery stranger brought me flowers. Do you want to go pop those in water quickly? So welcome...
Well, I'm just going to for now put them in the other vase of flowers.
Okay. So welcome to our podcast. Right, I did have some notes here somewhere. So on the note of Valentine's Day and flowers and all the rest, we are having a Love is in the Air knit-along on the Pink Hair Girl group. And there are already some finished objects, and there's some chatter. So any project that you've completed during February and March, it'll run over February and March. During February, there's a discount code on all of my patterns in my pattern store. So that is Love is in the Air code to for the patterns. 25% off all my patterns. But you don't have to knit one of my patterns to be in the knit along. Anything that you can kind of tie into a love theme. So you love the color, it was a gift from somebody, it's for somebody you love, it's what else could be love? It's got hearts in, it's a pattern, the name's got love in it, it's
It was
somebody I know, DG White, Denise, was making little cowls and neck warmers for Greece when the refugees, sometimes they come off the boats and they're really, really cold and they've been in the cold waters and people are sort of like suffering from hypothermia, and so they get these little neck warmers to help bring up their core body temperature. So she was doing some charity, and charity knitting definitely falls into the love, sharing the love category. Hey. Yeah, so come and join along. We're going to have some prizes. We're going to have a yarn prize, and Krimpvaartjie Elaine, my friend Elaine, is making a project bag to go with it. And I haven't decided. I need to do some, I'm going to do some dyeing. I need to get some vinegar for a swap that I'm doing, a flower swap that I'm doing. And if the yarn works out like I want it to, are you fiddling about? Oh, Rachel needs to be a bit taller, otherwise she's much lower, so she's sitting on a pillow.
I just look slouched if I don't sit on the pillow.
Yeah, make her a little bit taller. Otherwise she's like a floating head.
No, I'm there, usually.
What was I saying? Yeah, so if the yarn works out like I want to, I'm no expert dyer at all, but if it does, then I might include that in a prize, otherwise I'm going to get some yarn for a prize. We dyed some quite nice yarn before.
Yeah.
The orange that we dyed and the blue that we did for the Frozen and all of those.
Caleb's purple.
Caleb's purple. Yeah, so I mean, We're not by any means any kind of experts, but hey. So the love is in the air. Valentine's Day tomorrow. Don't know if I'll get this up in time for it to be tomorrow, but yes, Valentine's Day tomorrow.
This might be on Monday.
It might be. You had Valentine's Day at school, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Rachel took little things for her class, and so did the boys, all very sweet, and yeah. We don't actually really do very much for Valentine's Day. Actually, I think the geek is studying tomorrow, so he said we'd have to postpone Valentine's Day for next week. Although, because it's our wedding anniversary later on in the month, we might actually just go out for dinner a little bit later on in the month. We'll see. So Claire has been here with us. Her and her husband have gone back to his parents for a while, and Claire and her daughter will probably be coming back to stay with us in a couple of weeks' time. And we're definitely planning a podcast. Then I have told the geek that he is on children duty, and we'll send
Why
him.
don't you just podcast when not enroll at school?
Because then who's going to look after the little ones? Claire can't podcast with.
Can't Papa just take them?
No, we'll on a weekend day, Saturday, whatever. Don't you want to be in the podcast with Claire?
Okay.
Oh, so probably the three of us, and then yeah, so we've got some fun things coming up with that. Claire and I are doing a design thing together. I got 2 skeins of grey yarn, and I've balled it already, but I did take a picture somewhere of the 2 together. I think just on my lap when I was showing Sally Wool Diaries. This is a grey and pink, like slight pink tones to it, and it's got sparkle. And this one is so I got 2 of these, and I kept one and gave one to Claire. And this is the Heartlam Howling North Wind in the Sutherland DK, which is superwash merino, 20% silk and 5% silver sparkle. So that's my grey yarn. So I got this one with a bit of pink, because Claire's favorite color is grey, and I got mine with a little bit of pink. So it's like a grey collection sort of thing. So I'm doing 2.
So you're doing the Misty collection of grey.
Yeah, we're doing a grey. So I'm doing 2 patterns, with each, and then she got a ball and then 2 balls, and then we swapped. So her one was, where did I put this is my book where I put all my yarn tags in.
It was supposed to be a pattern book.
Yeah, it was supposed to be writing down what I did with each thing, but I wasn't very good at that. And I know yesterday I was looking at this and I just stuck it in somewhere. Aha, there it is. There we go. Right. So this one is Eden Cottage Yarns. And it is in the... Oh, is that going to focus there? Come on, little thingy. There we go. Oakworth DK. The colorway is steel. And this is New Zealand Polworth wool. I haven't knitted with Polworth before. And it's these kind of shades of...
That's coming up too bright.
That's not bad there. Coming up with these sort of shades of grey, this sort of steel grey colour, semi-solid. So that is that yarn. And so when Claire comes back, we're both going to have knitted our accessories. The idea is that you can knit it with a single skein of yarn. So accessories that you can knit with a single skein of DK yarn.
Are your guys' patterns exactly the same?
No. It's just using different colours, textures, lace, or we're trying to incorporate all of those sort of things. And it is supposed to be something.
It's not going to be the same.
No. So it's supposed to be something that you could knit while chatting to friends, or something that represents kind of a skein in a swap or something. So I'm not going to show you the finished hand. So there's a lot of things I can't show you, and I hate that normally. But anyway, maybe I can show you a small piece of it sort of knit up without giving anything too much away. So there's the colour knit up. I think
it looks better inside out.
Oh, I don't know. I quite like it like that. Anyway, so when Claire comes back, we're hoping to photograph the collection together, so it can look like a collection. It's all been photographed together, and then we're going to have our grey collection. Those are 2 yarns. So she's got the same 2, and we'll do 2 different.
It would be so funny if you guys made exactly the same sort of thing.
No, we have kind of talked about it. We have spoken about who's doing what.
Do you know what she's doing?
well, she knows what I've done so far, and she was showing me some of the patterns that she was thinking of. I think she's thinking of lace for one of her things, and we're trying to use cables and lace and texture and twisted stitches.
Well,
So
I found some.
mine so far is
shape.
cable and a bit of, I suppose the rib part's a bit of sort of texture. What do you want to show me?
In the knitting book later.
Oh.
I found a
A
texture.
pattern that you liked. And it was supposed to be fairly easy, that you could knit it while you were talking to a knitting friend or something. You could do on a knit night or something like that. At least some of them would be fairly easy. While Claire was here, we went on an outing for one of the mornings, and we bought some fabric. We went to a shwe shwe. Shwe shwe is specifically a type of South African printed fabric, cotton fabric, and there's a shop it's sort of all shwe shwe fabric. So we went along there, and I will put in some pictures of what the shop looks like. I wanted to get fabric to make the washi dress. There's a washi dress sew along happening at the moment by Truly Myrtle is doing it on Instagram. So this is the washi dress. So it's got this sort of keyhole neck here, but you can make it with the little cap sleeves without. You can make it not you can make it without the keyhole. You can make just a round neck. You can make it into a tunic length. You can make it a maxi dress length. I don't know if there are any other pictures in this part. Now yesterday the sew along started yesterday, but I needed Emma to help me print out the pattern in the right size because the printer is not linked to my computer, and so I needed him to print it out from his computer. So he did that for me this morning.
Which one are you making your washi dress from?
I'm going to make the top part, the bodice part, in this, which is an exceptionally hard colour to get on the camera. I haven't managed to find a place where that's not bad actually. It's much more blue. The camera seems to pick up green. When you look at it, it does look more blue than it does green. I know on the camera it keeps on coming up very, very green. Like there, it just looks mostly green. Anyway. So that's the top part, and then the skirt part I'm going to do in this one. So it's going to be like
And what's the other one for?
this and like this.
What's the other one for?
I'll show you in a minute. Well, I want to make a top from that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the washi tunic from that one or if I'm going to make a different type of top. So that was the fabric that I bought at the Shwe Shwe shop. Oh, I bought a little dress for my niece as well, but it's in the cupboard.
Do you want me to go yet?
In the top of my cupboard. And then I bought this one in these purples. Again, the lightest. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better there, maybe. The purples, purple sort of circles. And so that's going to be a top. So I'm quite chuffed with that. And as I said, I took quite a lot of pictures. Oh, it was such a lovely shop. Claire and I were so overwhelmed. Trying to decide what to actually finally buy was quite a mission because the variety and the colours was amazing. And then I just bought, I could have sewn it, but I just bought for my niece because I knew by the time I'd actually got round to sewing it, it would have been better. And they had little CMT, some ladies at the back sewing as well, with the cutest little buttons that they had there. I saw them on a table. I took a photo of them on a table there where somebody obviously sits near the window of the shop sewing on the buttons on things. And so this was the little shwe shwe dress that I got for my little niece.
Shwe always smells funny.
It's just it's the printing. It's a printed fabric, and then it always says Degama Textiles. That's the printing. You see, printed in South Africa. Printed in South Africa. 3 Cats, Degama Textiles. So the shwe shwe is printed by Degama.
Is
And,
someone called Degama?
I don't know how it all started actually. It's just a particularly African print. You can get one with like Nelson Mandela's face. You can get one with leopard prints. There's some that these are quite modern ones, but these sort of take like these kind of circles, and then there were very traditional African prints, sort of African designs, of them as well. So that was what I got at the shop. My younger sister is coming to visit me from Durban, and she also wants to go. And then my older sister in England wants me to get some more fabric for her, and I want to take my mom too. So that was the fun. That was the fun outing to the fabric shop. Yeah, maybe when Auntie Sarah's here because she's over a weekend, we can go.
When he wants to go.
Yeah. So that was my sewing. So I'm going to join the Truly Myrtle sew along. I want to say lit along all the time. Sew along. Washi dress SAL. Washi dress sell. For sew along. And yesterday we were supposed to have cut out the pattern, but because Emma could only print it for me this morning the right size, I am a little bit behind. But I've only got to, yesterday was just to cut out the pattern pieces. You know, you've got to put the bits together, like, you know, stick all the sizing bits together. So I must just do that, and then probably cut out the pieces I need for today is probably the next bit. So yeah. Right, who's been making what? What have you been doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Rachel said, should she podcast because she really hasn't done anything? And I said, I think people like having her
That's
along for
all
company.
I've done.
You're making a cowl, aren't you? I don't think you've shown this cowl before,
No,
have you?
I haven't shown it there.
Oopsie. Oh, those needles, the stitches are coming off here. This is the yarn that Sally gave. She's got some arm warmers in this, which I need to do the ribbing on because someone doesn't like ribbing.
No, because someone can't do
And
ribbing very well.
tight, yeah. So the ribbing on the bottom of them that Sally did for her is quite tight, and Rachel's knitting is fairly loose. We're working on her tension. And this is a opal, and it's much brighter. Actually, this side's not out the camera, but somewhere on that side seems to get the color. We've covered up the window, the light that comes in here, but it's very.
That's a much brighter yellow. That's like
yeah, it's a very bright yellow. It's not a washed out yellow.
almost in your face yellow.
So she's made that. She's done the ribbing, and now she started on the little.
The yellow's coming out a teeny bit better on that.
She started on the actual knitting. So there you are. What can I show you? So of course I've got the secret hat the design hat. Rather reveal the collection altogether. And then I've got the other one that I need to do. So again, next time I'm going to have a whole lot of stuff I can't show you. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you that I made. I do have a finished object. I've got a couple. I made some bags. So this is my Love is in the Air bag for my knit along. And this is grey, because our wedding colours were grey and pink, because we're Pinky and the Geek, and he likes grey and I like pink. So it was grey on the top, and then I actually made little birds for the wedding that were in the fabric, in the pink fabric, and we had a lot of knitted grey and pink birds. I think there are two on the shelf behind me. I can't see them now in the camera.
These are the two special ones. The other ones.
Oh, there they are. I think Claire actually knitted these.
These were the two main ones
Those
that sat on the thing.
Claire knitted the little birds for me for the wedding. And so this was the fabric. I had some fabric birds as well. And this was some in pink and some in grey. So this was the fabric left over from that. So I made myself a little project bag. And I'm probably going to knit the grey for my knit along with Claire.
So you're doing two birds with one stone.
It's sort of. So that's my knit along stuff. Hopefully I'll have finished it in time to be able to reveal it. Yeah, we'll have photographed it before March and stuff. So that was that's kind of all I've got finished is something I sewed. And I sewed a bag for my swap partner for the South African swap, and I sewed a bag for Claire. Oh yeah. I sewed a bag for my swap partner for the flower swap, a little sock size. And then a little teeny weeny one. There was a little bit of fabric left over, so it was just a teeny weeny little one. And then
you can't even fit really needles in there. You need like the really small one.
Yeah, maybe a crochet hook or something. And then I made one for Claire. I haven't got a photo.
Mum, you know what you should do in that? You should make yourself a Heidi animal. Then you can just take like a teeny bit of one with yarn.
Oh, okay.
Because I had an idea. What about instead of a blanket of Scrappy, a Scrappy animal?
Oh, with all the different colours. Yeah, you could. Well, a lot of hers had different leftover colours in her animals. Yeah. It's quite fun. So my works, since there aren't any finished objects besides some sewing, and my works in progress. Oh, and the one that I can't show you. My works in progress are my socks.
Your socks are.
I'm almost. That one I'm sure I showed you was finished. Was this finished last time?
I didn't know.
Oh, I can't remember. I think so. I'm almost sure that was finished. And then I had cast on. Yeah, I'd cast on for the toe. So this one is just about at the heel.
Still can't believe Papa liked these.
He does quite like them.
Did you write for him?
He does quite like them. You can't have them, but he does quite like them. So that is in Wendy Yarn Stash sort of a bright.
I need a square of that.
It's quite nice. Hey, yeah, me too. It'll be a fun square. So those are my fun January socks. And as I said, I'm not knitting socks at any great pace. It's just when I go out, I need something just to knit simply. There's that. So that was my socks. Then I've got my
Mom.
Ariel, but I haven't did it all on that this week, so I don't even think it's worth showing you. Well, for those that haven't seen, it's exactly the same place it was last week.
I also think that one looks better inside out.
So that's the Ariel. No, I like it. Well, you can.
I seem to like.
You can wear all your clothes inside out if you like. That's the Ariel jumper. And as I said, I didn't get to knit on that this week because besides trying to finish the design stuff to do with Claire, I'm trying to finish my sister and Sally's birthday present. So I can show you my sister's one. I'm making her a Bonnie. So I worked out kind of percentage-wise how much. So I knit the same amount because their birthdays are 4 days apart, and I don't want to finish one before the other because then I'll feel bad for the person I didn't finish. So percentage-wise, I keep trying to knit the same amount in each one's present. So this is the Bonnie for my sister, and this is the boring stocking stitch part in lace, which takes quite long.
Why?
But it's why does it take long? Because the yarn is very thin, and so it takes quite long. It is stocking stitch, that goes fast, but if for every row you knit, it doesn't take up too much. I mean, if you knit a row in a big thick yarn, you take up a lot of space, where that's quite slow. And then, here's my other one. Well, this is Sally's one, again, which I can't show you. I don't really want to show you the yarn. I don't want to give you any clues about what it is. I don't want to give you any clues on what weight of yarn, or what it looks like, or what it is, or anything.
But you just gave a clue because you feel bad if they not.
No, but I have done percentages. So it's not going to look exactly the same on each one, but it's percentage-wise. So I'll think like half is to here, or quarter is to here. So I have to knit a quarter on this one, and then a quarter on this one, and then a half on this one, and then a half on this one, kind of thing.
So that one could be less, and that one could be double.
So if this was in double knitting, then it could look much bigger, but it would be of the pattern half of the. So this is my bag by Siggy that she gave me when she came to visit from Switzerland. And I can't show you that one either. But I've been knitting a lot. The hat took me a while to figure out the decreases, and I must admit that Polworth yarn is very nice. It's got a nice stitch definition. It's a very nice yarn to work with, and it stands up quite well to being frogged a few times, because I think I did the crown decreases about 4 times before I was happy with how it finally looked. And that is all that I am working on.
Now you need acquisitions.
I do. Are you working on anything?
Nothing else.
Nothing else. I know what I needed to do next. I want to have a new section, and it's called Over to You. And this is going to be like, if you ask me a question and you would like me to answer it, then I'm going to do that in this Over to You section. But I want to make it more than that. I want it to be that if you want to show something, say you don't want to do a whole podcast or anything, but you want to show your part of the world, a little video from your part of the world. I so enjoyed doing the squirrel sound clips and videos and adding things in from people. It just makes it feels really nice to have a way to connect to people where you are and what you're doing. So maybe you don't want to have a whole podcast, but you kind of would like to talk about a project you've made, where you live, you want to take some pictures of something and send it through and talk about it, anything you like. You want to, I don't know what it is you want to do, but basically it's Over to You. So in the Over to You section, you really can send me any little video clip, pictures, questions, anything you like, and I will include them in the podcast. I do, yes. I've got one from, and I just want to find what her name is quickly. This is Garnet in Southern California. Garney 57 on Ravelry. And she says, now I've lost the message again.
Please help. I can't, Mom. I need some advice of where to add on my blanket.
Can we just finish this quickly?
Okay.
Right, so Garney 57 says, I came across your podcast and started to watch them. I stayed up until after 2 a.m. watching them. I enjoyed seeing how things are different from where I live in Southern California in the United States. I have watched several people and they have never actually have much for beginner knitters who actually want to learn how to knit socks or shawls, etc. I have done scarves and baby hats and sweaters and booties. I have been practicing in the round and double pointed needles. I would love to know how to step it up a notch and learn to do lace and more. Do you have any advice for me? There are lots of fantastic tutorials and people that kind of do steps, from beginners all the way through. Craftsy classes are a fantastic place to go and see, to learn a different skill, because you can actually look and see as the person is doing it. And now for socks, for example, there are lots of beginner things and lots of things that have a lot of techniques and instructions with them. One is Claire, that's coming hopefully to podcast with me in a few weeks. Claire Devine has a book called Sock Anatomy, and basically it's the anatomy of socks. Like if you take it apart into all the little pieces, how to do different toes, how to knit either toe up or cuff down, how to do different heels. She's got lots of technique sections, she's got lots of videos, lots of links to stuff. So that's a great place to look for beginner socks. Another person who does really nice beginner patterns, but it sounds like you might be a little bit further than that, is Tin Can Knits, and she's got a whole beginner knitting range that starts with a simple hat, and I think there's a simple sweater, and there's all sorts of so Tin Can Knits also has a whole beginner knit section. Then Very Pink has a YouTube channel, and she does tutorials, lots of tutorials on different things. So often what I find, if there's a new technique I don't know how to do, I will go and search for a YouTube video on that technique. So learning how to knit in the round, or how to do a specific toe, or a cast on, or a bind off that you don't know. One of the very good places to go to YouTube and then just Google it. I mean, you taught yourself most things from YouTube, haven't you?
Except for knitting.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't crochet very well, or I couldn't crochet granny square all before Rachel taught me, and you taught yourself. And the nice thing about the YouTube tutorials is that you find one that works for you, because you found a couple that you didn't like.
I found a couple that were really
and then you found ones that works for you, because not every method of teaching or whatever works for everybody. So I know Rachel taught herself a lot from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you you just look through? Don't give up on the first video. I think the idea is just to keep looking.
I looked and I looked and I looked, and you have to watch the video a couple of times.
Yeah, it's nice because you can pause and you can play and you can rewind and stuff. And then spinning, you learned the same way, didn't you? Also off YouTube. And then Amelia so kindly bought her spinning course, also an online spinning course, and that helped a lot. Actually seeing it. So online courses, video tutorials, designers that start with simple shawls, and quite a lot have tutorials in them. I know that a lot of Claire's focus at the moment is to include tutorials, video tutorials into the pattern, and I'm hoping to do that with some of my new ones as well. And there are quite a lot of people that have either picture or video tutorials with the stuff. I think sometimes the maybe not the problem, or the thing with podcasters is that quite a lot have maybe been knitting for a longer time, or are slightly more experienced in knitting, and therefore don't always talk about how to start, or a very beginner sort of section. I know that Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears also does video tutorials on certain things, things that people have seen her do in her things. So if there are any things, techniques or videos or anything that you would like to see, I'm very happy to include them. Oh, I know another person, but she's not podcasting anymore, that always used to do a very interesting tutorial section at the end, and it's well worth going to go and watch the back episodes of her podcast with Elizabeth Green Musselman, that did the Dark Matter Knits podcast. She's very funny, she's very engaging to watch, and extremely knowledgeable. And so her technique section at the end of the videos that she does have up are well worth going to watch. I've picked up quite a few tips from that. So I hope that answers your question in any advice for starting into lace and things. Just go for it, really. Just start. Lace knitting is really not that difficult. I think I was quite intimidated by sort of lace and charts in the beginning, and you've just got to and start with a simple, maybe a simple hat that's got a very simple lace pattern in it. Might be a good way that you've only got a small amount of lace. Just like color work, it's always good to try something in a small dose. And there are some very simple shawls that have just like eyelet rows in them that are good to start for lace. There are shawl tutorials on and craftsy classes on different kinds of shawls and lace shawls and stuff. I mean, you get very complicated double-sided lace shawls that are, you know, every row is like an achievement if you finish it. But there are very simple lace shawls as well, or shawls that have a little bit of lace in them, maybe just a lace edge, like my jacaranda shawl, which the body of the shawl is plain and then you just practice doing a lace edge, and it's a very simple repeat. You know, if you put stitch markers every number of stitches for the pattern, then you can just check that between those that you got the pattern right every time. And there are a lot of tutorials on all the different techniques. So if anybody's got a specific technique they'd like to see, or some more advice for beginners, please pop it into the thread for this episode. We'll have some sort of more tips. But those are the ones I thought of. Claire Devine's Sock Anatomy is a great place to start. Tin Can Knits, for generally she works her way through patterns. Craftsy classes, Very Pink Knits. Yeah, if you know any other designers at other places that do really good tutorials, then pop those in the notes, in the conversation, the thread conversation.
And also watching the podcast, you'll see a lot, because it's very simple things.
Yeah, Rachel also, yeah, most of the patterns I picked for Rachel are fairly simple. She did the licorice hat recently, and that has a very simple chart, and you learn to read a chart from that. Yeah, so Rachel learned to read her first chart using that licorice hat, which was a simple chart. Most of Claire's tea collection, actually, you could probably learn to read simple charts from that. So yeah, hope that helps. And yes, anything, if you want to join the Over to You section, it really is literally, if you want to ask me a question, I'll answer it in the Over to You. But if you want to send a little video clip of anything, where you live, what you're knitting on, progress on something, a finished object you really want to show off, I think it'd be quite fun to see what other people are doing. You know, maybe you don't want to do a whole podcast, but you'd really like to have your moment of, I don't want to say fame, because I don't think my podcast is famous enough to offer you a moment of fame, but just a moment of seeing yourself on a podcast. So yeah, that's right. And then my acquisitions this week was quite a fun parcel I got from my friend Sally, Wool Diaries. She sent me, somebody had given her a pink hat. It's a fantastic pink hat. I love this pink hat. Rachel is less enthusiastic about it. And I've got my hair up in a doodle at the back, so I don't think it's going to fit all that well, but we'll just do it like that. There's my pink hat. And it's even got the Cancer Association. It would normally be a little bit further back. It wasn't quite sitting on my head. It's even got a Cancer Association thing on, so it's great, because I'm very fair, so I burned very easily, and I had a rather revolting straw hat. So this one is now my new hat for wearing on the beach or out in the sun or whatever, and I think it's fantastic. I love it. And Rachel's a bit embarrassed about she's at the age of the teenager where you want to blend in rather than stand out and be ridiculous. So I was telling Claire about, there's an interior designer called no, it's not Irina.
I forgot what I'm doing.
Iris Apfel, and she is in her 90s now, I think, and she's fabulous.
Oh, the one.
She's absolutely fabulous, and I so strive to be old like her. Rachel says she'll hide away from me. Do you think it's fantastic?
I'll move to a different country.
Move to a different country. I think that she is just so much fun. Oh, I need to put this in the middle so she can focus on that. There we go. Look how amazing she is. Those glasses, they're just fantastic. So I do not think that one should get old gracefully. I think one should get old quite with a lot of flair and style and big glasses and big jewelry.
You can be like Granny, but you can't go that crazy.
I can go as crazy as I like. So this is my big pink hat that already embarrasses my daughter. And then she sent me some yarn. This is Stella Fiberworks, which is Gina from Natural Yarn. And this is on the Journey sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And the colorway is electrific. like electricity and terrific. And here's it's a purple and blue and pink. It's very pretty. Because we both realized neither of us had any purple socks. And so that needed to be rectified. So now I have purple sock yarn, so I'm very delighted with that.
You need grey socks. You don't have any.
I don't have that many grey
You
socks.
need this like that sort of.
Yeah, I like that with the bits of yellow in. I think this was green, that greeny yellow colour. I think this was a Regia that had a grey with these stripes that then striped into green. I'm sure somebody has socks like that. They're really cool with these grey, and then I love grey with that greeny yellow, bright sort of lime greeny yellow colour. I want to make a whole cardigan in grey and greeny yellow. And then she sent me some of the new flavours of coffee, the Nespresso coffee.
What flavours are there?
I think instead of being flavours, I think they like one is from Africa and one is from South America. She said she couldn't remember because she hadn't kept the box. So those are very nice. And then she's so funny. So she sends me this cowl that she was making me. Those of you that watch her podcast will know that she was busy making this spiral cowl for me. And take the hats off now, hey. And so she sends me this. And then inside it, by mistake, she sends me the colour work that she was just working on. In the South African group, we did a kind of a challenge yourself to do something new. And so Sally did colour work. And this was her colour work project. But she hasn't blocked it or sewn in the ends. So she was looking for it to sew in the ends. And I said, oh, I see. Why did you send me your new colour work project? And she says, oh, is that where it landed up? So I will sew in the ends and block it and send Sally back her colour work project. So that's Sally's colour work project for the South African technique thing. So I did colour work, but I did like kind of a knit one of one colour, knit one of the other colour in that hat for Heather's baby. It was like 2 rows, and then the white section. So there was the green on the bottom, and then green and white, and then green and white, and then back to green. So it was literally like swapping 2 stitches at a time. It wasn't really practicing any great techniques in colour work. So here's my lovely spiral cowl.
So was it tucked away inside it?
So yeah, it was inside it. She's funny. And that was my acquisitions from. And here's the yarn. She sent me the little ball of yarn left. This is called Vital DK, also by Stella Fiberworks. And this is 100% superwash merino lighthouse in the mist, which I think is actually a great name for that because it's got yellow and grey. Well, the yellow from the light shining out in the mist is the mist is grey. So there we go. Isn't that nice? So that was my my acquisitions from.
But you cannot wear at the moment, it's too hot.
No, it is a bit hot. Yes, no, it is definitely a bit hot.
I'm pretty sure I wore this shirt last time I podcast.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Hopefully, no one is being the fashion police on which clothes we wore last time we podcast. I think that's all. So go and join our knit along on the group. Hopefully by next time I'll have a bit more sewing to show you, because again I'm going to be doing more knitting from the items for Claire, for the design along, and for Sally. And I always feel bad when I don't have things to show. When everything I've got to, well, this is a secret and I can't show it, is really mean.
Well,
you've added 1 square to your blanket.
I'm adding the other one that I added that no one's seen fully added, that I've been adding for about 5 weeks.
Shame. You're finding less and less time with going to school, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Although she discovered she was very shy to tell anyone at school that she crafted in the beginning. She wasn't sure if it was cool or not. And then when they were doing
crochets and Zara.
And when they were doing something in life skills or something, they had to say the things they were good at or their hobbies or what they did or whatever. Then she discovered that both the other girls actually do crafts as well.
They asked me what I did, and I named all the things.
All the things that you did.
Was like, you have to teach me that.
Yeah. So maybe you can have a little craft club at school. I don't mind coming. I'm not going to teach. I mean, if someone wants to do any specific skill, we could help show people various things. Not like today we're going to learn to cast on, but if various people came.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Oh, we're keeping you up again. Is this school? She has scouts on a Friday night, which ends quite late.
Yeah.
And Rachel literally walks. Don't kick the table. Rachel literally walks in the house, and I said, "How are scouts?" And she said, "Fine, I'll tell you about it in the morning. Good night." And she walks and she flops onto bed. You were back at about 10 o'clock last night. It was quite late.
Because we had a cooking competition.
Oh, I did. Oh, is that what you did?
A surprise cooking competition that just like, she said, surprise, we're having a cooking competition.
So in your 2 patrols, and so what did you have to cook?
You had to answer questions to get your ingredients.
Oh, and did you get all the ingredients?
We got most of the food substance ingredients.
Okay.
We made like this soup thingy and put what 1 carrot, 2 teeny weeny baby potatoes,
Yeah.
and an onion in.
And all you got?
And some spices and a squash.
And that's it. That's all the ingredients.
And Nathan was like, throw the whole stock cube in.
Might be a bit salty if you're making a very small one. So what was the total? Oh, did you throw the whole stock cube in?
He threw the whole stock cube in.
On a small soup that would probably be a bit salty.
And then he said, no, the potatoes are done.
No,
Potatoes weren't.
Oh dear. What were all the ingredients you could have won?
Chocolate and milk, but the milk was vomit worthy.
Oh dear, well you didn't want to win that then. So basically the vegetables and milk was...
Yeah, and you can say what you want. We also got some juice.
And what did the other patrol
We
make?
didn't see.
Oh, you didn't see what they made?
Mm-mm.
Didn't you go over and have a look? Oh.
We had to cook on the other side of the hall.
Oh, okay. At the end you didn't go and ask them, what did you guys make with your ingredients? Oh, why?
Well,
Don't kick the thing.
yeah. If we hadn't thrown the whole stock cube in, we would have been quite...
Did the other team win?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But then Nathan loved it and ate the whole thing afterwards.
So there you have it. You've got the update on Scouts live on the podcast because I didn't get it before this. So thank you very much for watching. And yeah, hopefully Rachel will join us again next week. We never quite know. Sometimes I have to do podcasts during the week if she's not here. But it's quite nice. It's nice to have you even though you're not doing that much crafting. Yeah, we really are keeping you up.
I'm tired because I got up early yesterday morning to finish my history.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for joining us and we'll see you next time. Bye.